Hey you guys, welcome back. So today I thought maybe we could discuss some hip circles. So for me, I find that you always have one side of your body that does things easier than the other. So we're going to take a look today at hip circles. Okay, so for me, when I think of hip circles, I think of like a hula hoop. Did you guys hula hoop when you were little? Having to keep, we're gonna make it simple, or at least what I consider to be simple, okay? So first, I know you can't see my feet. I wanna be a little bit closer to my camera. I'm still working on different setups for different videos. Right now, my feet itself do not matter, but you can see at least my knees, which is important, okay? So with my feet planted, like, even though I just said not important, I can scoot back so you can see me, feet planted, okay? So, lift my shirt up so you can see a little bit easier. So hip circle, you're just, okay? You're just pushing and just rolling your hips back. Going the other way. You'll find that going slow, like for me, going slow, both sides are pretty even. But once I start getting faster, it's more difficult when I want to go left. So we're gonna start with this, okay? Start with this basic hip circle. Now I'm gonna be honest, I forget names. I'm sorry, I forget names of moves. Sorry. So basic hip circle. Now you're thinking, oh, that's completely different than this. Not quite, but it is a different move. So this hip circle, you'll find you're gonna start leaning your body back as your stomach comes forward, and then you're gonna lean your chest forward as your butt goes back, okay? So, and then you're leaning because it's all about those lines, okay? This is how you'll find. And a lot of times you'll see the transitions where you'll see you take a step, and as you notice, my hands come across my chest. You'll see with some belly dancers, hands will come across the chest or hair would come across their chest. Okay, so even though as belly dancers we are clad in very skimpy outfits that hug our curves, that show every bit so you can see all the moves that we do, belly dancing is actually can be considered modest in other terms. Like when we're bringing our chest forward, we in some way are covering it because we don't want our chest to flop out. No, we do not. We don't want it. Okay, we still have some modesty. So you'll see big movements like that, and our hands will come across our chest. So keep that in mind. Okay, so that's when you have the big exaggerated movements. Big and exaggerated movements. And then you can practice bringing it in like a hula hoop. Make it tighter. The tighter the circle, the more, I would say, more eye-drawing. Not that the big movements aren't, but the tighter the circle, the more they're going to be drawn to a specific point. Next, we're going to talk about the really big movement that involves your legs and your hips. So for this next part, we're going to be discussing the movements obviously when we are wearing the long belly dance skirt, you won't see it as much. But when you see belly dancers that wear the pants or the pantaloons, or even male belly dancers that have some sort of legs, you'll see the movement in the hips, okay? And it's because we're making it more of like a gyroscope right here. So we're taking the basic circle where at first you're just moving your hips, but we're gonna add the legs to it. It's kind of hard for me to describe. Definitely wasn't explained well to me, I'll be perfectly honest, when I first started taking classes. I'm a watch and see kind of person. So if I watch someone from a couple different angles, I can kind of figure out what it is they're doing and I can mimic it. I never took any beginning classes. Well, I took like one basic class and then I was thrown into a troop because I caught on so quickly. So I don't know like the foundations. I don't know a lot of the basics, or at least I don't present to know them, but I know them because I watch someone do it. So the way we're gonna do this, okay, is you're gonna practice at first just the hula hoop, where you're just bringing it around, okay? Then I want you to start thinking about the dips, okay? So to get this and to get it more exaggerated, and it'll be smoothed out, but you're actually learning 2 moves. Maybe without you realizing it, but you're actually learning 2 moves. You're actually learning the square hip movement and the hip circles, okay? Now, when I say square, it's because there's a movement that you can do, that it's drop, tuck, drop, release, drop, tuck, drop, release, drop, tuck, drop, release. And that makes your belly kind of move in a square because you're accentuating by pulling in, release, pulling in, release. And this is a movement that's done when you're like trying to hit beats. Boom, 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 boom. But as you smooth it out, you will find you don't have to pull in when you're first learning. You're just doing the drop, back, drop, forward, drop, back, drop, forward, drop, back, drop, forward. But as you get more experience, you're going to automatically pull your stomach in and release to exaggerate the movement. So even with the shirt, you can see it's a little bit more exaggerated than just, there's kind of a, as you advance into belly dancing, you will learn about these layers. You will learn to layer and layer, and that's what this is. When you're pulling in, releasing, is you're layering the movements instead of just, you're layering. So thank you for sticking around with me. I know my background right now is not the most professional, but this is where I am comfortable dancing, where I have room. You'll see a lot of times my videos lately, since I changed my backgrounds quite a bit, this is lately the background that you have been seeing. I usually try to move all that stuff from my fireplace, but you know, it is what it is. I am a homegrown home enthusiast. This is where I've been getting all of my lessons lately, and I thought I would share some of that with you. So, quick recap. We've got this kind of hip circle. Practice both ways. That way you stretch the muscle and practice the muscle that is your weak side. For me, going to the left. Then we have this hip circle where it's the hip and the knee generated, where you're dropping back, dropping, and it's just relaxed. And then when you're pulling and releasing. So I hope you enjoy the instruction, and we'll look forward to the next video. Bye, you guys.